Hi, Steve Smith here with SDS brand videos again. I've got another video here for you where I'm going to show you how I take the blocked out site plan that's estimated where everything's going to go and flesh that out a lot more and get it closer to being a completed site. So this is kind of the second stage of what I would do with a site, just getting all the graphics drawn and the parking spaces in and sidewalks and that sort of thing, graphics, before you get into the meat of adding notes and all that sort of thing. So here we go. Okay, so here's the site. I had it overlaid on an aerial, we drew it out. So I'm just going to turn that aerial off so that I can see things a little better and start drawing. So I know these are all the areas where I'm going to have my parking spaces, so I'm just going to draw a line at the end. You want to be sure these are perpendicular. I'll set 9 feet. I'll use the multiple command and just wing them on out there. Fillet radius 0. Fillet radius 36 on the ends, like that. And then these, I have a separate layer that I like to put these on for stripes. So I'm going to match and use a fence to get all those in there. So there's a row. So we come down here, I'm going to start from this end. I'll set 9 feet, multiple. I'll get one more in there. Fillet that at 0. Fillet radius 36. Base that, match, use a fence. So there's that. I'm going to shoot over here. I'll start down here. I'll set 9 feet, multiple. Fillet radius 0, fillet radius 36. Erase that. I'm going to match these guys with a fence. So there's that. Let's start this one up here. Offset 9 feet. Use the multiple. Fillet radius 0. Fillet radius 36. There. I'm going to start this one up here. I'll set 9 feet, multiple. Fillet radius 0. Well, I want to trim this one first so I can do it on both sides. 36, 36. Now here, since this one is odd shaped, I'm going to go ahead and start down at this end. I want to be sure I get a perpendicular line. I'll set 9 feet, multiple. I'm going to fillet radius 0 on that one. This one's probably not going to fly very well. Fillet radius 36. Like that. Now here I'm going to want my curve line to go across here, so I'm going to trim this out like that and separate those lines so that these can be stripes. Oh, I forgot to match these and these. So that'll look something like that. Now on this one is more symmetrical, so I'm going to start from the center. I'll set 9 feet. Trim off the little nubs on the end. Fillet radius 36. And then match fence. Same thing here, start in the middle, I'll set 9 feet. I almost look like I could get another space in there. Let's go back. 4'6", which is basically half a space, and then 9 foot. Yeah, that comes out just right. So I'm going to mirror that like that. Make sure those are extended all the way out. Fillet radius 36. Let's match it. Okay, so there's most of that. Now when it comes to this part, I'm going to want handicap spaces on the front of the pad here. So I've got a, well, you know, I'll just draw it the long way. I've got a block that I can drop right in, but I'm going to go ahead and draw it out longhand here just so you can see how I would do it. This is in Georgia, so it's pretty much typical handicap spaces. So I'm going to go 9 foot and then 8 foot for a walk aisle, and then 9 and 9, 2 more spaces, 5 foot for a walk aisle, 9 foot, 9 foot, and then 1 more 5 foot walk aisle, and then 9 foot out the rest of the way. Excuse me. Alright, so here I'll trim out the spaces so that I leave my walk aisles. Get some 36-inch radiuses on the side like that. And match. So as you can see, I can get 6 handicap spaces in here. Excuse me. Alright, so I've got a block for the symbol that's used in here. I'm going to set my snap angle to that, move it over half a space, 4'6". Match that. 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm guessing just because I can tell there's a lot of parking here, so I'm just guessing that I'm going to need 6. If for some reason it only comes out to 5, which would be less than 150 spaces, then I can just knock that one out and that'll just be a regular space. So it all works good. So that comes out like that. Now I want to put a hatch pattern in here eventually, but I'll do that in just a minute. So for here, I'm going to end up with a sidewalk out here like this. So I just want to make sure I'm getting this in the right place, which is going to be about there. And then I'm going to start a row of parking right there. Multiple. Fill radius 0. Fill radius 36. Alright, let's match the layer like that, and then over here let's just start from there. 9 foot. I'll just do that. 36-inch radius on both of those, and that's all the spaces. So now the next thing that I would do at this point would be to draw the backs of curbs in on all these. So rather than just going in and offsetting each one of these lines 6 inches and then filleting all the corners and changing all the layers, what I'm going to do is make a polyline out of all these segments. So I use the polyline edit command and then join it, and I'll just pick everything in that segment and it creates a polyline out of it. That way it's one thing, and then I can offset it 6 inches like that and change it one time to my backs of curbs layer. So that speeds things up quite a bit. So let's take some big chunks. Join. Yes, join. Join. Join all that. Join. 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 I'll get rid of that one. There we go. So now I can come back in and offset all these 6 inches. Offset. That gets me right to that point. Go in there. And then I can just select all these lines at once. And get down a couple more here. Get all these on my backs of curve layer. So there's all the backs of curves for this. Oop, forgot to match these. Like that. Alright, so that's pretty much it for most of the site. The only thing left now is to clean up this pad and get all the sidewalks in and ramps and that sort of thing. So for here, I'm going to go ahead and explode that polyline so I'm not dealing with that. Since these handicap spaces are right in front of the door like this, I'm not going to really have an opportunity to do much ramp, so I'm going to treat this as a zero curb situation where the entire space will slope up to sidewalk level. That way you don't have the need for ramps on the end. So I'll get rid of that and just end my curb line right there. Same thing on this side. And then this, instead of being a curve, is now going to be considered flat work. So I'll put that on my flat work layer. Alright, now to put this, the striping in on these, I'm going to reset. Instead of trying to change the angle of a hatch pattern, I like to just change my UCS. And then I'll pick 3 points, like so, and it modifies my UCS to match. So if I set my snap angle to 0, you can see my world coordinates have been changed. So now I can create a boundary hatch, and it will think that that way is up, and it'll be aligned with the space. I'm just going to use ANSI 31 at a scale of 150 and just pick points in here like that, and then match them to that. Now I can change my UCS back to world. Alright, now this space right here is going to be considered my van space, so I'm going to create some text. The height is 48, and then I'm going to come across to there and just type the word van, match it to that stripe layer, and just kind of eyeball it in there to make it pretty. So there's the van space. Alright, well, since these spaces or since this sidewalk is going to be in front of a row of parking, I'm going to make it 7 feet wide. Same thing on this, 7 feet wide. This one's getting pretty close over here, so I think I'll probably just make that whole area right there sidewalk. That's not what we really like to do very often, but we'll go with it for this time. Just match all this, put it all on flat work. Here I'm going to set my snap angle along the lines of this and just draw this sidewalk coming straight out like that. Match that to your flat work, so that sidewalk will go straight out. This one goes straight out like that. We're probably going to put a little 5-foot sidewalk coming around the side here like that. And we'll bring it around like that. Get all this on flat work. Probably should have changed myself to the flat work layer while I'm working on all this. Make things a little bit easier. For this, there's not really much going on back here, so I'm just going to end this sidewalk right here and just go perpendicular to the building. So that takes care of all that. I'll go ahead and extend this one out. And then we've got our to-go door back here, 5 foot, put a little radius this on that. That's kind of weird how it goes through the column like that, but alright, now this is the to-go area, so I've got some to-go parking spaces that I can drop in here. Move it over, let me make sure I'm at the right angle. Move it over 4'6" and match it to the layer. And I'm going to need 4 of these. Let's go put one up there, one down there. So there's the to-go spaces. So all of that. We're not going to have any ramps in this situation. I'm going to go ahead and just come off the door like this. 36, and I believe that is it. So let's just try to hatch that and see if it's going to work for us. I like to get rid of that logo so it's not getting in my way and bogging things down. I'm going to use the AR concrete at a scale of 10 and just pick a point in here, and there it goes. Boom. That is all the graphics for this site. Beyond this point, it's going to be trying to determine where the property line is so that I can estimate the property area and getting all the notes and dimensions that they need in there, filling out title blocks and that sort of thing. But that's pretty much the gist of creating all the graphics for the site. So there you go. I hope this was helpful for you. Again, be sure to like and subscribe to my page, and leave your comments below of anything that you have questions about. I'd be glad to answer those questions. Or if you have any suggestions for other videos you'd like me to make, you can leave that in the comments as well, and I'll do the best that I can to make them. So thanks for watching.